Alright ladies, welcome back to another episode on the Weight Loss for Women 40 Plus podcast. Now today, I'm talking about a post that I put up just recently. So I was saying that you're not going to lose weight by going for walks and going to the gym. And this is how it has always been. This is how it will continue to be. People get stuck on this. They think that if they just exercise, if they just hit that 10,000 steps, they're going to lose weight, lose body fat, and get the dream body that they see on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook or the magazines. It don't work like that. Exercise is maybe 20% of the solution. That means 80% of the solution is not walking and it is not doing workouts. I can promise you that. That means 80% of the solution comes from two things: sleep and nutrition. If you do not have these two things right, it doesn't matter how much you exercise, how much effort you put into going to hit that 10,000 steps per day, you will not lose weight. Now, it's not that exercise is bad or walking is a waste of time. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if that is your core focus, you're going to be sadly mistaken. 20% of your focus should be exercise and walking, 80% should be sleep and nutrition. Now, when I say nutrition, I don't want you to think that I'm thinking like you got to eat celery and you got to eat fucking rabbit food. I'm not even talking about eating healthy. There's one thing that you got to get right, and I know it is said a million fucking times every single day of the year by coaches like myself, but it's getting the calorie deficit right. Now, if you don't know what that means, let me quickly explain. All a calorie deficit means is calories is the food that we eat per day. So if I ate 2,000 calories, and I burned 2,000 calories, 2,000 minus 2,000 equals 0. That means nothing would happen. You wouldn't gain weight, you wouldn't lose weight, and your weight would probably stay the same. So if you're on a plateau right now, you potentially are there's two things that might be happening. Number one, you're in calorie maintenance, meaning you're eating as much as you're burning. That's the first situation. So that's more the people that are eating a bit too much food. So if you're eating 3 meals a day or more and you're not losing weight, then you're in calorie maintenance. The second type of person this applies to is if you're plateaued right now and you're not eating a lot of food, then that's what we call extreme calorie deficit. You're like, I'm fasting, I'm eating 1 to 2 meals a day, they're quite small, I'm exercising, I'm walking, and I'm not losing weight. So you're either in a massive calorie deficit or you're in calorie maintenance. They're the only two places that you can be in. Now, it doesn't matter if your calorie deficit, you're eating healthy. It doesn't matter if you're doing lots of exercise. If you're just flat out eating too little, I don't care if you're eating tofu and fucking kidney beans. If you're just eating too little, you won't lose any weight. Like it's simple when you put it on paper like that. And it is, I promise, that simple. If you are not losing weight right now, you're either at calorie maintenance or you're in extreme calorie deficit. And what that means is you're just eating way too little. The only way your body is going to let go of body fat is not by exercising more. It's by controlling the ratio between food and activity. Now, the reason I didn't say going to the gym is because I have like 100, 150 current clients that don't work out at a gym. They work out at home, they go for runs, they go for walks, they go for swims, they walk their dog. You don't need a gym to lose weight, I can promise you that. But you need a calorie deficit to lose weight, a healthy calorie deficit. What that might look like is, let's say you're eating 1,300 calories and you're burning 2,000 calories, that's a minus 700 calorie deficit. You would lose between 600 to 700 grams per week, which is pretty fucking good weight loss for most people. If you're not seeing any weight loss, then that's pretty good. Now, obviously, everyone wants to lose a kilogram a week, but remember, ladies, what's the magic number? The magic number is 1%. You want to lose 1% of your total body weight per week. If I'm 200 kilos, I want to lose at least 2 kilograms a week. If I'm 50 kilos, I want to lose half a kilogram per week. Keep it simple. Not everyone should be losing a kilogram a week because you lose muscle if you lose weight too quickly for your current frame. This is why a woman over 100, I want her to lose more than a kilogram a week, and a woman under 100, I don't want her to lose more than a kilogram a week because it's about muscle preservation. Okay, so bringing it back in. Exercise, walking 10,000 steps a day is not the solution. The amount of activity you need to do is directly in relation to the amount of food that you eat. So if I have a woman that is eating 2 meals a day, she's eating like 1,000 calories, then I'd only want her to burn about 1,500 calories to 1,700 calories per day. Now, mind you, I would encourage her to eat more food so that we can lose weight in a more healthy way. But let's say they were the parameters. She was eating 1,000 to 1,200 calories, then I wouldn't want her burning more than like 1,800 to 2,000 calories per day. The reason why is because if she exercises too much, she won't lose any weight because her cortisol levels will get too high because she's eating well below what we call basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate is fancy jargon for your metabolism. Well, how many calories does it take to run your organs, your brain, your endocrine system, your hormones, just basic human function? How many calories does it take to operate your body? Now, when you dip well below your BMR calories, and for a lot of people, your BMR is like 14, 15, 16, 1,700 calories. When you dip below that, what can happen is that you don't lose any weight. Your body goes, oh my God, Sandra, you're eating way too many calories and I'm burning way too many calories, so I need to turn the dimmer switch down on this body. So what happens is your metabolism decreases. You can actually gain weight from eating too little food or not eating enough. A lot of people are stuck in this position. Yes, your age has a big impact on this. As you can imagine, the metabolism of a 19-year-old compared to a 49-year-old, 30 years difference, is vastly different. Everyone, when they're younger, has a raging metabolism, or most people, 98% of people, when we are older, metabolisms drop. It's common. So we have to make some adjustments. 9 times out of 10, when I get a client starting with us for the first time, we're going to increase their food because the metabolism is shot and it's not working properly. Other words, it's fucked and it needs a little bit of rejuvenating. You cannot rejuvenate a metabolism by exercising like a crazy person, working out the gym every day, hitting 10,000 steps every day, going for runs most days. It doesn't work like that. We need to be working with a game plan for where you are right now. That means if you are between 40 to 65 years old, the game plan you will use now is going to be different to the game plan you use between 20 and 39 years old. I guarantee for most people listening right now, that is you probably didn't go through menopause in your 20s. So why should you be using a pre-menopausal weight loss plan if you are going through menopause when your body is very different? The answer is usually, I didn't know. But listening to my podcast, you now know. You now know that something has to change. Otherwise, you will not get the results that you are seeking. And if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to get the result. I want you to climb to the top of that personal achievement mountain. You at the goal weight, at the goal clothes size, feeling confident, feeling proud. If that means reigniting the passion between you and your partner because you're more confident, yes. If that means you playing with your kids, yes. If that means you playing with your grandkids without pain, I'm all for this. But you got to do some basic stuff. You got to abide by the body. The body is the same now as it was 50 years ago. It hasn't changed. We haven't evolved to the point where we have to take into consideration your age when it comes to losing weight. The biggest problem with gyms and personal trainers is you will walk into a gym, the personal trainer will give you a plan let's say you're a woman 45, and then an 18-year-old boy walks in and he's going to get a very similar plan. That's not the problem of the personal trainer. That's the problem for you to solve. Because what's going to happen is their job is just to help people get fitter, get stronger, put on muscle, work out in the gym. Here's a couple of circuits. Hurrah, go do your thing. You are going to need a little bit more of a tailored approach when it comes to the food and the sleep side of things. Yes, you can train the same as a younger person because remember, if you're in a calorie deficit, and you're training for strength, you will lose weight. If you're in a calorie surplus and you're training for strength or resistance training, you will gain weight. The training that you do does not dictate weight loss or weight gain. The training that you do dictates muscle growth. Now, if you're a woman 40 plus, you're not going to be gaining a kilogram a week like Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. I've been trying to get too big for the last 15 years and it hasn't happened. I train the gym 7 days a week for like 30 minutes to 45 minutes as hard as I can. I haven't got too big yet. Trust me, I'm trying. Ladies, you're not going to get fucking huge from going to the gym. You will gain like 20, 30 grams a week of muscle, if that. Like you're not going to gain a lot, which is fine. So that means we need to put less attention on the exercise and more attention on the food and the sleep. If you sleep like shithouse, you are not going to have a good metabolism. If you don't sleep good, you're not going to have energy. If you don't have energy, you're probably not going to be motivated. If you're not motivated, you're not going to be consistent. So how are you going to stick to the world's best plan if you have no energy, sleep like crap, and are not motivated? You're not. So let's get you sleeping good so that you can have more success and be more consistent. Food-wise, again, healthy calorie deficit, 3 meals a day, protein in each meal. 80-20 rule is pretty fine. I like an 80-20 rule for our clients. That way they have some flexibility. Now, if I've just opened up the world's biggest can of worms for you, or you've had an epiphany and you've realized that maybe you need some outside help on this rather than doing it by yourself or following the old game plans that you might have this program from PT 20 years ago or some Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig nonsense, then reach out. This is why I do the podcast. I do the podcast to educate you so you can make the best decision for your goal. For 9 people out of 10, it's going to be coaching. Whether it's with me or with someone else, find somebody that specializes in the results that you want. If you want to reach out to us in particular, we have over 300 clients right now. I've got 5 coaches on staff, killing it with our ladies. Over 15, maybe 1,600 transformations done so far. Happy chappies. You've seen the testimonials and the before and after photos. So if you want to apply to a program, easiest way to do it is you can jump on Instagram or Facebook, Josh Humphreys, Bliss Body U. We've got free group there. I've got my pages. I've got my profiles. Hit me up. Send me a message and say, hey, interested in the VIP program. Would like to know more. And then we'll have a chat. If you're super keen, you can find an application form on my website, blissbodyu.com.au, and fill out the form. It'll come to me and I'll send you a message. You'll put your phone number in there and I'll send you a text and we'll start a conversation, get you booked from there. Ladies, we had 25 new, actually 26, someone just texted back in, 26 new ladies start in the last 2 weeks. We're booking up pretty quickly. Now, I'm not going to say limited spots, blah, blah, blah. People are finishing their programs all the time. Some people have been here for 6 to 12 months. A couple of ladies been with me for a couple of years. They just love the coaching and they don't want to leave. I ain't going to stop people if they want to keep coming back. But ultimately, we want to teach you how to lose weight, tone up, and keep it off for good. It's very simple to get in touch. If you are struggling to get in touch, send me a smoke signal. I'll see if I can see it from Queensland. All right, ladies, lots of love. Kick some goals. Let's focus on the 80%. Don't focus on the 20%. I'll see you in the next one.